What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Sweet Beat TV. I'm your host, Sienna Leone, and today I'm so excited to say singer, songwriter, and producer NIKI is joining us. Hi,
Hi.
NIKI. You
Hi.
look
Thanks for
great
having me.
today.
Oh, thanks. Thanks so much.
Of
You as
course.
well.
Thank you. NIKI, I actually fell in love with your voice because I actually saw you performing at Coachella. So,
No way.
a fan, yes.
Thank you. Thanks so much. That's awesome.
Absolutely. No, a lot of exciting things are happening for you. So I want to congratulate you because your album, Nicole, is finally out for your fans to hear. How are you feeling?
I am so excited. It's been a long time coming. I've been saying it's my favorite thing that I've made so far. So yeah, very, very stoked.
So take us through this process of the whole writing for your songs on this album.
Yeah, so this record is really cool because it didn't start out with me kind of having the intention of making one. I went into the studio one day and I asked my manager for a day at the studio, and I kind of just had this realization during the pandemic that I wanted to re-record a lot of my old YouTube catalog that I had taken down before I started NIKI. And when Taylor Swift put out All Too Well, the 10-minute version, I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. So I felt really inspired, and I kind of just started re-recording my old stuff with kind of like no intention of it being anything outside of just me kind of having fun in the studio. And then very quickly it turned into, oh, maybe this could be something. And yeah, that was back in October, November of last year, and now we're in August of this year. And so yeah, it was a really, really quick turnaround. But yeah, wouldn't have done it any other way.
So cool. So we will find 12 songs on your album, Nicole. So
Yeah.
do you have a personal favorite out of those 12 songs? I know they're all probably like your babies, but if there was one, what would you pick?
The thing is it changes a lot, kind of like which one I'm listening to the most. I have, I've said in previous interviews, like with previous projects, that like, oh, all of them are my favorites, but I truly have not meant that as much as I mean it for this project. Like every single one I love so deeply. But I will say I do find myself sort of like passively listening to Back Burner a lot.
Okay.
Like that's kind of the one that I just sort of like put on mindlessly. So I guess I would say that one. Yeah.
So is there a favorite line in Back Burner?
My favorite line in Back Burner? Great question. I would say I think guess I won't ever mind crisping up on your back burner. Yeah, I think that's just yeah, my favorite line.
Okay, I love it. I really love it. I've been loving your album. It's been on all morning for me. But NIKI, when we had the chance to ask some of your fans, what questions they wanted to hear in this interview, your fans wanted to know what was the hardest song you made on the album. I know it's most, but if there was, a song that kind of took you a while or jumped,
totally.
What would that be?
Yeah, that's a great question. I have two answers for that. I would say from kind of like the newer songs that have never been heard before, which is the first half of the album, I would say High School in Jakarta took a long time to kind of like, it was actually funny, it was one of the first ones to be written and one of the last ones to kind of be completed production wise, mix wise. Yeah, it just kind of took a long time for me to or for that song to sort of like find itself in a way. I had the lyrics, I had the structure, but production wise, it just kind of, it took a little bit, but I'm so happy with where it is now. Yeah, it's just funny because that was probably like the second song I wrote for the record. And then from the second half, I would say Autumn also took a while to kind of produce around. So, yeah, all of these songs already sort of had like a skeleton base production and idea from the jump, but kind of like fine-tuning all the nuts and bolts of everything took a little bit. But yeah, no, I'm so happy with where everything is now. It just makes it like all the more rewarding, you know?
Absolutely, for sure. So I want to know from Nikki, I mean, your fans are in their car, windows down, jamming to your songs on Nicole. I mean, what do you hope your fans and the viewers take from this album primarily?
Oh, great question. I think just that to celebrate your past selves, I guess. I think, you know, throughout making this record, I definitely found myself cringing at certain lines that I wrote when I was like 15. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I wrote that. I would never write that now. But I think like it's healthier and it's more fun to sort of like look back and with sort of this like fondness about everything and just kind of like how how your life has led up to sort of like every little step or misstep kind of led you to where you are today, and you wouldn't be the person that you are today without all of those, you know, experiences. And so yeah, to just kind of look back fondly at your past, I think is what I would take away, even though it's like a really objectively kind of like a sad record. But yeah.
Absolutely. So beautifully said. But your fans are also noticing, I mean, along with you giving us this album, you're also giving us a lot of new music video releases.
Yeah.
I thought this was a really interesting question from one of your fans, but they said, based on the last 3 videos from this new album, there is a connecting storyline. So Nikki, do you plan on making it a series and making every song on the album a video clip, they asked?
Yeah, so okay, spoiler, which I actually don't know, by the time this comes out, I'm sure we would have already announced it, but it's these videos will it's a short film, essentially. We shot it with the intention of it kind of existing as a short film, and so we split it up into 3 parts, obviously to correspond with each single as they come out, but at the end, we always knew it was going to be a short film. And yeah, I worked on it with Isaac Ravi Shankara, who directed the whole thing. We shot the whole thing in 5 days, and I did an original score. I scored it with Jacob Ray, who's one of the key producers on the record. And yeah, the short film is it was a really, really fun project to do on top of the record. I mean, it was really ambitious to finish an album and a short film at the same time.
Just asking, where did this idea, did you always have this idea to relate the two?
Yeah, it was definitely very intentional from the jump, and we sort of just very, like, honestly recently kind of wrapped everything up with the short film, so I'm so excited for the fans to see it. And yeah, it sort of will exist as its own entity, you know, where in the music videos you'll see a scene where there's no dialogue. You'll be able to hear that dialogue in the short film, and there are little things like that throughout the short. So yeah, it's that
is pretty amazing. And look, your fans are onto it.
Yeah, I know, they're so smart, they're so clever, like nothing gets past them, you know.
No, you can't. No, that is amazing though. Congratulations. But
thank you.
I mean, new album release, music video releases. You are also gearing up for your first ever North American headline tour. And I think this is pretty crazy, but nearly all your shows on tour sold out in just the first 3 hours. So how surreal is that?
So wild. I don't think I've fully like processed it yet, but no, I'm just so stoked. I think from the jump, from the get-go, touring was always kind of like one of my #1 bucket list dreams. And so yeah, it was just really, really exciting. I cried when my team told me that shows were selling out left and right. And yeah, I'm just so excited to connect with my fans in that setting, because, you know, I've played a lot of festivals and I've opened for a lot of people, but I've never played I've never headlined a show before, my own show, I guess. And so yeah, I'm so excited. I'm really looking forward to it.
You're reaching some huge milestones in your career right now. I mean, this is pretty incredible, but you're actually kicking off in my hometown of Vancouver, British Columbia. So I thought that was cool. I was like, oh, I love that. And you are ending in Los Angeles. So anywhere in between there, like where are you most excited to go? I know that's also a hard question, but anywhere that stands out a bit more than the rest?
Definitely. I mean, I'm so excited I love to travel. So I'm excited to play every city. But I would say, like, I'm very excited to play New York. Very excited to play Nashville because I used to live there for college. So I'm excited to see all of my Nashville friends kind of show up, 5 years later. It's really excited for that. But yeah, also obviously very, very excited to do Los Angeles because all my friends are here. This is my second home, essentially.
Absolutely. I mean, I know the LA show sold out, but if there's a way I'm gonna be getting in there, I'm definitely gonna try. Okay.
Amazing. We'll get you in. Don't worry.
I would love that. But your fans also had another question regarding tour. They asked if you've decided a set list for your tour yet, and can you give us a little bit of tea on that?
Yeah, yes, I have decided a set list, but I love surprises, so I'm gonna be very tight-lipped about it, and they can experience it firsthand when they come to the show, for sure.
You know what? Fair. We all love a surprise, but like I said, you have so many exciting things happening for you, Nikki, so we cannot wait to see what's in store, so congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I'm very grateful, very excited.
We are too for you. I mean, it's pretty amazing. And for everyone at home, make sure you guys are checking out Nikki's new album, Nicole, which is out now. Also, be sure you guys are checking her out on tour. She has a lot of surprises up her sleeve, she said. Nikki, it is such a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks so much. I appreciate you having me.
We'll see you later.